It's a D4 sectional title where the Cristo-Rey Cougars come into River Valley to take on the Vikings. The 16 travels to the 1, and you can catch all the action right here live and free next.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win.
Josh Banks welcomes you inside River Valley High School into Viking country for this D4 sectional title. Joined alongside, as always, my partner, Mark Bollinger. The 16 travels to the 1. What do we expect to see here tonight, Mark?
Well, I guess if anybody's going to talk about David versus Goliath, this is definitely the case. But the only thing I could say about that is, unfortunately, this David, 2 broken legs, 2 broken arms, no slingshot, no stones, because this is just probably the mismatch of mismatches of anything we have seen in high school sports of late.
I mean, you look out here on the court, you see Cristo-Rey comes in, the Cougars with 7 guys on the roster, a team that struggled all year. But we're going to take a look at Cristo-Rey. The Cougars out of Columbus, led by head coach Bobby Christian. They're 1-19, 0-6 in the United League. They're looking to pull off the upset of the year, maybe the upset of the last 5 years in high school basketball. They average 32 points a game while allowing 66 points a game, Mark.
And of late, that number has decreased just because of their struggles offensively. They've been in the 20s most nights. They scored 14 their last time out against a 500 ball club in Horizon Science. And their one win on the year was an impressive, big 66-26 win over a team that is not a school-sponsored team. It's kind of like a young person's rehab facility over in the Mohican area, but that was their one win on the season.
And they're going to need a lot out of our players' spotlight tonight. He's a senior. From what we've heard, what we've seen, he's going to be the leader tonight. It's Nate Getahun, 15.8 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, and he shoots 35% from the field. He's going to have to be big for them tonight if they're going to have a chance, Mark.
Well, and you say big, that's an understatement. He's going to have to just score and go off to unbelievable proportions tonight. As you said, he scores more than half their points on the year. Again, a team that struggles to score. So if Cristo-Rey's even going to hang around for the first couple of minutes, it's going to be because of him.
On the flip side of things, we've come to know him pretty well. The Vikings of River Valley, led by head coach Rodney Brown. They're 20-2 on the year. They win the MOAC for the first time in a long time, and they're seeking their 4th district title in school history. They average 68.7 and they only allow 47.
Well, this has been an outstanding River Valley Ball Club this year, and they have just been on an absolute tear of late, ripping off win after win after win. They are playing great basketball, coming into the tournaments as the overwhelming favorite by far to win the Central District, the Central District Championship. As you said, going for their 4th district title in school history. 1963, 1975, 2007. Vikings hoping 2025 is the next time they get to put a district title on the banner.
And they got a young man on the squad, Chase Smith. He leads the team in scoring, and he is deadly from three-point range. Mark, 14 points a game, 4.5 rebounds a game, but 41% from three-point range.
Well, Chase can absolutely just fill it up from the perimeter. Such an outstanding shooter and does so much. And, that was our first real decision of the night. Before this game started, we're talking about who we're going to feature the game. Pretty easy for Cristo-Rey. Easy, obvious choice. For River Valley, they are so balanced and so good that we could have highlighted anybody. Tonight, we're going with Chase Smith. Look for Chase to have a good first half because I think that's all he'll probably get to play tonight.
And it's one of those things where, we want to see a contest. I had the pleasure last night of going to Colonel Crawford and watching the Eagles take on the New London Wildcats, and that game was 9-9 after 1. So we're really learning, this 7 divisions does make games like this happen, but it'll show us, can these lower-seeded teams come out and compete with these teams that have been absolutely dominant all year long?
And in short, I'm going to answer it and say no. The expansion, everything else, the OHSA is going to have to move to a model where if they're going to stay with the 7 divisions and keep this kind of watered-down tournament, they're going to need to implement something where, just like football, you have to qualify to make the playoffs, or in this case, make the tournament. We have seen games in the Central District that have ended up with a 70-1 score. The following week, we saw an 80-1 score. Tonight, it's just a matter of River Valley of, do you want to set the school records? School record of 108 points. If they want to, they can absolutely obliterate that tonight. School record defensively, 22 points given up in a game. I don't think Cristo-Rey is going to get to double digits. That's kind of what I think we're looking at tonight. You have blowout city all over the place. We saw it in Division 4 last night in the other half of this bracket. Jonathan Alder opens up play playing Columbus International. That game ends up 64-19, and Alder called the Dogs off really early. That could have been a game where they held Columbus International to 10 or 12 points.
And we were here for that 22-point game. That was just the other night, about 2 weeks ago against Ontario. And, again, that was a game where they called them off early. So we've got about 3.5 left before tip. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back after the anthem, and Mark and I will talk to you guys about keys to victory, and we'll meet the starters for both of these squads. So if you're out there watching, hang out. We'll be back in about 2 minutes for keys to victory, starting lineups, and a sectional championship game right here live and free on the OH Report.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go hard and put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire out the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hit 'em chill. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. We're blowing up, hit 'em chill. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let 'em know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. Ruthless, ruthless. Give it all you got, you gotta let 'em know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless.
Josh Banks back inside the Mathews family of dealerships pregame show alongside Mark Bollinger, and we're getting ready to meet the starters for both teams. But before they come out, Mark, let's go ahead and talk about our keys to victory first for those visiting Cougars of Cristo-Rey Columbus. For me, you got to control the tempo. You have to control the pace of this game. You have to prevent live ball turnovers, and you'll have a shot to at least keep it close.
And we'll stay with – they'll have a shot. And I'm on the other side of it. I'm just saying you just got to chuck it up from deep. Here's the reality. You are such an underdog coming in. You know, we've talked about it, but from the rankings in Martin RPI, Cristo-Rey is 134th out of 134 teams in Division IV. They're literally ranked the worst team in the state of Ohio, taking on a top 5 team in River Valley. So for me, you just got to chuck it up from deep. You get it across midcourt, shoot it before you turn it over, and just hope for the best.
And on the flip side, for Coach Rodney Brown and those Vikings of River Valley, hey, continued domination. You've been doing it since you lost to Pleasant. Continued domination. Keep playing your brand of basketball, and we're going to be following them for a long time, Mark.
Well, and they have been dominant, and you know, the key to victory for them is they just have to come out and play. But my biggest thing is just stay healthy. This is a game that, you know, you never want to say it's a given, but it's pretty much a given. Just if you're going to go on that big tournament run like we think they can, stay healthy. Get out of here with no injuries. Move on in tournament play. Ready to go Wednesday against Eastmoor.
And let's go ahead and introduce the starters for us for Cristo-Rey. It's going to be number 3 is sophomore Henley Francois. It's going to be Nate Getahun, the senior. It's going to be number 13, Deshaun Stanford, 6'2 senior. It's going to be number 24, Zion Hargrove, junior forward. And it's going to be number 33, Liban Dika, a 5'3 sophomore guard. And then River Valley hasn't changed all year, Mark. It's going to be Sawyer Weston, the 6'2 senior. It's going to be Chase Ebert, the 6'2 senior guard. It's going to be Chase Smith, the 6' junior. It's going to be Carter Myers, the 6'5 high-flying sophomore. And it's going to be the man in the middle, number 0, the 6'5 center, Mr. Owen Osting.
And just a quick shout out here to the River Valley community. Really appreciate the sportsmanship. If you look over to our right, Cristo-Rey has maybe 7 people here. They have nobody keeping a scorebook. They got here 10 minutes before they were allowed to take the court. They're playing with 7 guys. It would have been just silence in here, but the River Valley crowd gave the round of applause for each of their starters. Really appreciate that in the concept of sportsmanship, just because this Cristo-Rey team is almost like the lamb going to slaughter.
And it's one of those situations where you want to keep these kids involved. You want to keep everybody involved. So as a home crowd, when you see they don't have that many fans here, show these kids the support that they deserve, because no matter what their record is, they're still showing up to compete. And you can only do so much as a high school athlete.
And that's the thing, is I give these kids out there, a ton of credit, because they showed up, and it's probably going to be ugly. It's probably going to be painful. But they showed up, and they're going to put it out there, and what happens, happens. So kudos to all these young men from Cristo-Rey for being here tonight and putting on the uniform and trying to get out here and pull the upset of upsets.
It'll be Nate Getahun in the center circle, jumping it up with Carter Myers, as that's going to take us out of our Mathews Family of Dealerships pregame show. And you see the Premier Optometry Group scoreboard. That means it's time for tip. And it's won by Myers, stolen away by Cristo-Rey. Chase Ebert might have had a wide open layup there.
Turnover River Valley. So Cristo-Rey, it would almost be a win for them if they could just somehow get a shot up and get the lead, just to say they led at some point.
Getahun gets it out. That's Dika.
This 5-out offense is trying to move the ball.
Control the tempo. Don't force anything, but don't turn the ball over. No live ball turnovers. That's going to be Dika. Great find. Ends up with Nate Getahun. They can't finish. Sawyer Weston comes away with the board for River Valley. Chase Smith can't knock that one down, but it's boarded by the Cougars.
Well, and this is what River Valley, they just got to get going here. I mean, coming in, unfortunately, for Coach Brown and his staff, no matter what you say to your kids, the reality is they know the record. They know the statistics. They know the scouting report where, we're talking to Scott Crawford before the game. It was real basic when River Valley was scouting. There's just not a lot they do as far as plays. So it's just the guys just got to get it going here. And once River Valley gets going and gets on a roll, things will change in a hurry.
Getahun down low. Great find. He had Stanford. He's just unable to finish. Down low. That was a great pass. Stanford had an open layup. Stanford. He's just unable. It's another turnover. Looks like they're in a 2-3 zone.
Cristo-Rey 2-3 zone. It's just going to be if River can make shots.
Osting with the extra look. Chase Smith. But how about the extra pass? And that's something we've seen River Valley do all year. That's why they won our There's No I in Team award on the Joe Show. They share the basketball as they force another turnover.
Yeah, they share the basketball, and they're always making sure that they get the ball to the open shooter. It's also why they've shot it so well.
Ebert to trigger. Chase Smith back to Ebert.
Again, high post, wide open. Vikings going to set the flare screen and probably flash.
Sawyer Weston. Nice right-hand drive. Gets to the hoop and finishes.
Well, and that's his game. Sawyer's going to put it on the floor, get to the basket, use his strength. Now River Valley starting to show the double. See if they can get the next one out of the trap. And 10-second
violation.
Well,
they call timeout.
They called the timeout to avoid the 10 seconds.
But it's one of those things where River Valley's starting to show that double, and there's no help for Cristo-Rey. Everybody's already down on the other end of the floor. There's nobody in the backcourt to help. And then the other thing I've noticed, as soon as they get across half court, they're picking up their dribble, which is making that double even easier for the Vikings.
Right, Vikings using the midcourt line and the sideline as extra defenders. For Cristo-Rey, as soon as you see the double coming, you got to flash somebody into that high post and then skip opposite. High post, diagonal skip, that's how you beat it. Cristo-Rey, they're, like you said, they're just running away from it. They're leaving the ball handler all by himself on an island.
Stanford to trigger. Getahun. The big fella's going to bring it up. Good pass. In the corner, though, not where you want to be, and it's stolen away. Chase Ebert's going to finish for 2. Defense to offense, and it's 6-0 Vikings.
Again, Vikings showing that full court pressure, looking to jump it and get the next one.
We're going to have another, going to be out of bounds. Looks like he must have stepped out on the sideline over here.
He called 10 seconds.
Did he call a 10? Did he call a 10? Quick 10.
It was a quick 10. It looked like it was about 8.
Ebert, Chase Smith. How about that bounce pass to Carter Myers?
Double bounce pass, almost got him assist.
Sawyer Weston has it now. There's Myers. Can't finish. Sawyer Weston has it now. But just the extra effort, the extra pass from Sawyer Weston. Now Carter Myers will go to the line to shoot 2. As you see our Avita Home Health and Hospice free throw zone. He's got the shooter's roll on that one, as that touched about every part of the rim before it went through the net. Knocks them both down. It's a quick 8-0 lead for the Vikings.
And even though we're just 2.5 minutes in, you already see the balance for River Valley. 4 guys have scored, each with 2.
Hudson Pollock has checked into the game. And that'll be another Cougars turnover.
5th turnover here in the first 2.5 minutes.
Eberl trigger. Far side. Chase Smith. The screen from Osting.
And it's
that
just,
short corner.
It's just really tough. You know, after that dead ball, the ball goes out of bounds. And you heard some conversation on the Cristo-Rey side telling one of their guys that they were now on defense. The young man didn't even know that offense from defense. It's just tough situation all around here for the Cougars.
Francois pivots, nothing doing. Gets it down low. Great move by England, but he's blocked by Chase Ebert. Help side defense. Sawyer Weston, little step through and floater for Sawyer Weston. How about that move?
Again, Weston putting the ball on the floor and getting to the basket in attack mode. That's the diversity. Oh, good play by Owen Osting, the overplay. Oh.
And that'll be Ebert with the hustle play. Comes away with that one. Weston. Sawyer Weston will hoist one from downtown. 15-0, and we're just now to the midway point. And that's going to be a kicked ball. 4:11 left here in quarter number 1. As Nicholas Johnson will come into the game for Cristo-Rey.
Well, for any River Valley fans out there watching, school record for points scored for River Valley is 108. River Valley on pace for over 120. Well, thought they were going to make it. They're on pace for 120 right now.
Rebounded by Dika. Still showing that double, though. Still has no help either. Somehow got it to England or Stanford. Getahun, he's going to get all the way inside. Around the rim, it just would not go in for the senior. Sawyer Weston, great ball fake, great find. How about the dish? Sawyer Weston finds Hudson Pollock.
Good vision by Sawyer. Saw the help side defender step up instead of over. Dropped the dime, 17-0 River Valley.
Eli Snyder's checked into the game, but that'll be a foul. That'll go against Hudson Pollock. Eli Snyder's checked into the game.
About 5 minutes in, Cristo-Rey with 10 possessions, 7 turnovers, 3 missed shots.
Luke Axline checks into the game now for the Vikings.
Generous there, I think, by the official. Looked like it was over and back. But again, appreciate the official just letting it go. Didn't hurt anything in this course of play.
Weston comes away with the steal. How about that bounce pass from Sawyer Weston to Chase Ebert? 19-0. Getahun, 3 ball. The young man finally seen one go in, and that was a smooth stroke. Eli Snyder's going to get all the way inside. He'll get fouled. Eli Snyder's going to get all the way inside. He'll get fouled. That'll be second on Stanford, second on the team.
Yeah, and Cristo-Rey can't afford to get in a whole lot of foul trouble here with just 7 guys on the roster.
Snyder unable to knock down the first.
And I think the biggest challenge for River Valley throughout this whole game is just going to be the focus and continuing to hold yourself to the standard.
Daniel Mensah will check into the game. Freshman, 5'11 freshman. Snyder splits the pair.
Steal by Ebert. Here we go again.
Sawyer Weston. It's all the way inside. Almost taken away by Axline. Getahun gets it back. The crossover gets all the way inside. They're going to call a foul on Ebert, I think. We'll take a look at it. The crossover
on
gets
your
all the way
agency
inside.
replay.
A little bit of contact, but a lot of it was initiated by the offensive player.
Getahun to shoot 2. Misses short front rim. Second one is smooth.
Well, and as we thought, he has all 4 of the Cristo-Rey points.
Ebert with a little crossover. Extra pass in the corner. No good, though. That's taken away. Luke Axline. Snyder back to Ebert in the corner. That's Weston. How about that find? And the extra shovel to Ebert. They share it so well. From person to person, do these Vikings.
Yep, the extra pass keeps the ball moving. When you do that, you're going to get great looks.
It's a 3-ball attempt, no good, but the offensive rebound by Dika. Great position by the young man. And how about that find? Ebert to Snyder. 1:30 left here in quarter number 1, and it's 24-6. Getahun couldn't get that one to go. Ebert has it for the Vikings. Pollock, he's going to get called for the travel there. Ebert has it
just
for the
overthought
Vikings.
It. Hudson caught it in stride, facing the basket.
He's going to get called for the
catch, step, and shoot. He can fill it from that spot. Instead, commits the turnover.
Carter Myers and Chase Smith will check back into the game for the Vikings. Getahun. Gets it to Dika. Gets it to Johnson, Nicholas Johnson, up top to Getahun. They tried to run a little pick and roll. It's red, and it's Chase Smith pulling up. But there's Carter Myers. Second opportunity turns into a third opportunity, and he finishes on the second attempt.
Yeah, I think the first one, it was almost just too open. He rebounded it, stayed in midair. There was no contact. I think just missed it, but right there to clean it up and get points on the third chance.
We'll have a foul call down low. It'll go on Eli Snyder. It'll be his first. (26-6) our score. 17 seconds left here on the first quarter clock. Dika gets it up top. Getahun. Tried to get a little step back. It'll be over and back. Might be a best thing, too, because that would have been a Carter Myers absolute hammer.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It was almost a blessing for Cristo-Rey that they called the over and back. If not, Carter Myers was probably going to go to the rim and just flush it.
Smith, Myers, Pollock in the corner. Just missed. Rebound by Axline, blocked. 0.1 left. This is going to have to be a lob to Myers.
Has to be a lob and a tip. Can't catch it. Under 3/10. Cannot catch it and shoot it. It's got to be a tip. Good effort there. Good job.
And that'll do it for one. Your score after one, River Valley 26, Cristo-Rey 6. We'll be back for the second quarter after this commercial break.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
Josh Banks back alongside Mark Bollinger inside River Valley High School, 26-6. Our score after one, Mark, in what was a River Valley dominant first quarter, I think kind of as expected.
Yeah, Cristo-Rey, 11 turnovers in the quarter and just 6 attempts from the field.
Ebert with the rebound there. Chase Smith gets it to Myers. Carter Myers is going to float and score. Carter Myers, he's got 6 now for the Vikings.
Right, but again, I think you forget the scoreboard. If you're River Valley, you've got to play to your standard. You've got to up the level of play because even though they're up 22, the reality is the Vikings haven't played well.
Great move there by Dika.
I mean, we know how this River Valley team can play, and yes, they passed the ball well, but they haven't shot it well. They've had a few lapses here and there, and I'm sure, you know, Coach Brown's talking about that. It's like, hold yourself to a higher standard. Play to our level.
Little sophomore Liban Dika doing a good job for the Cougars of Cristo-Rey here.
Yeah.
Getahun.
Well, and going back to River Valley for a second, I mean, you've been playing at such a high level. You don't want to lose that edge that you've had as you're going into the deeper tournament run. It may not matter today, obviously, but you want to stay at that level and that performance to keep this thing rolling.
Sawyer Weston having himself a pretty good afternoon. That 3 ball is going to be no good. Chase Smith gets the rebound, kicks it to Weston. Sawyer Weston, he's got himself 2 more.
And I think River Valley can get that whenever they want. Shot goes up, just run out, and you're going to get a wide open layup every possession. Just no defensive rotation by Cristo-Rey.
Dika, nothing doing there. Ebert running, gets it to Myers. Carter Myers is going to float. Can't finish, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Gets it to Myers. Carter Myers. Tried to absorb the contact and finish. Carter is unable to finish at the rim, but he'll step to the line to shoot 2.
Well, that's hard there when you're absorbing the contact. One thing you want to do is try to get the ball in the glass. It just helps soften it. You know, he took the foul and tried to shoot it and you know, make it off the swish instead of just using the glass, soften it, soften the contact, and allow yourself to score and get the 3-point play.
As Stanford and Francois come back into the game. Sawyer Weston up to 11 points on the evening for the Vikings in double figures.
Yeah, 11 points in 10 minutes. Not too bad.
Carter Myers splits the pair. It's going to be stolen away by Chase Smith, and Sawyer Weston's got himself 2 more. He's up to 13 now. Weston almost saves it.
And that's just an absolute physical mismatch
Weston
right there.
almost
Sawyer,
saved.
6'1", 6'2", big, strong senior, taking on a guy that he was listed at 5'3", 5'4", but in reality, we know he's closer to 5 foot. Looks more like, unfortunately, looks more like maturity-wise of a middle school player, and just overwhelmed there physically.
2 points for Chase Smith on the steal. And that'll be off of Chase Ebert's foot. And that'll be off of Chase Ebert's foot as Johnson and Getahun check back in.
Well, as we watch the second quarter, I'm going to be fascinated here to see how River Valley finishes the half, because we expected we would see their top 8 guys for maybe the first half. But I'm guessing if it stays like this, Coach Brown's going to play these guys a little longer in the second half, even if it's a running clock, just because, again, trying to hold them to that higher level.
Sawyer Weston thought about feeding Osting, does give it to Owen. Little touch pass to Ebert. Sawyer Weston, no good. Rebound Owen Osting. Chase Smith's going to hoist one. That's no good. Stanford gets the rebound for Cristo-Rey. Gets it to Getahun. And he's going to get called for a carry there. He went up and over top of Chase Smith.
Yep. Well, unfortunately for River Valley, you're in a game like this where you're turning a team over and getting layups, because the Vikings are just 1 of 9 from three-point range. Struggling to find it from deep. Got to zero it in here.
Hudson Pollock and Eli Snyder come back into the game. Ebert gets it to Chase Smith. He's going to keep shooting.
There we go.
There he finds one. Chase Smith knocks it down from deep. We got 4:20 left here in quarter number 2, and it's 40-8.
Chase just need me to say something to prove me wrong.
And here's the other thing. As you have Coach Christian using his second timeout.
Second or third.
And it's not even halftime yet, and they don't reset after the half, Mark.
Right, yeah, and just, quick look at the numbers here for everybody out there watching. Cristo-Rey, 16 turnovers on the half, 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. River Valley from two-point land, 15 of 23, and then 2 of 11 from three-point range, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. River Valley with just 2 turnovers.
So really kind of what we thought would be the difference in the game has been. River Valley able to force turnovers, get out and run, and get a lot of layups as there's another turnover, ends up in the hands of Hudson Pollock. Sawyer Weston's got a lane, unable to finish. Pollock tips it out. Hudson Pollock. They get it to Dika.
Quick little move there by Dika.
Chase Smith thought about the long outlet to Sawyer Weston, kind of thought twice about it. Instead, he'll float and score. Chase Smith's up to 11 now, second Viking in double figures.
The Vikings have the trap. What are they?
It'll be a jump ball.
Yeah, everybody just kind of stopped playing, and they weren't sure if they're going to call a timeout, if he was just going to take the 5-second call. He just let River Valley reach in, grab it, and tie it up.
As that's going to be out of bounds, it'll be another Cougars turnover. Ebert will inbound. Chase Smith keeps it on the give and go. Turn around, can't knock it down though. Rebounded by Stanford. Gets it to Dika, and it's just taken away. Chase Smith, Hudson Pollock ends up with it and gets 2. Getahun. Weston slides over to help. He's going to fall away. Oh, fade away.
Hello.
3 ball for the young man. How about that shot?
Corner pocket, fade away against a double team.
Sawyer Weston comes right back for 2. But that was an impressive shot by the senior. And it'll be another jump ball. This time it'll stay with the Vikings. That was a confident shot by Mr. Getahun.
Well, when you're down 46-8, it doesn't really matter, I guess, if you make it or not.
Sawyer Weston's got himself 2 more. He's up to 17. Dika lost it. Ends up with Sawyer Weston. The bounce pass to Chase Smith. And it's halfway to 100 are the Vikings with 2:25 left here in half number 1. Getahun's going to get fouled. It'll go on Hudson Pollock. 2:25 left here in half number 1. Getahun's going to get fouled.
This is just almost a transition drill like you do in practice for River Valley, where you run the floor, advantage break, give it up to the open guy, shoot the layup, get back on defense, try it again. 50-11, 2:20 to go here in the second.
Dika has it for Cristo-Rey. Three-ball attempt, no good. Hudson Pollock soars for that board. Chase Smith running the floor. How about that pass to Sawyer Weston in the corner? The extra pass, 1 more to Smith, 1 more to Pollock, 1 more to Ebert.
Beautiful.
The ball movement was crisp. Getahun, guarded by Ebert. And it's going to be stolen away. Hudson Pollock. How about
Nice,
that move by Mr. Pollock? 54-11. Minute and a half left here in quarter number 2.
Huddy goes Euro into a reverse layup.
Dika has it, guarded by Sawyer Weston. Help side comes from Ebert. Weston gets it to Johnson. Guarded by Snyder. Gets it to Getahun. He's going to be doubled. Eli Snyder comes away with it, and Sawyer Weston's got another layup. As Coach Brown will take himself a timeout.
I think it's just a sub. He's trying to get Luke and Ian Axline both in the game. So they're going to go.
The X-lines will come in.
So 30-second timeout simply for substitution purposes.
While we have this timeout, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors this afternoon. Premier Optometry, Mathews Family of Dealership, Arcelor Mittal, Krista Smith, the Agency Real Estate Group, North Central State College, Marion County Now, and Spherion Mid-Ohio.
I know we have a lot of River Valley fans out there, watching today and stuff like that. So just a couple other MOAC scores in case you didn't get a chance to tune into some OH.REPORT games earlier today. In girls basketball, Shelby ends up falling 43-39 to Bellevue in the girls district championship. Whippets, of course, were MOAC champions on the girls' side this season. Had another outstanding run, but cut short by Bellevue.
Dika has it for Cristo-Rey. Gets it to Hargrove. Back up top to Dika. Dika, again, just a sophomore. Just to Getahun. Getahun's got a lane all the way inside. He's going to get they're going to call foul, and Nate Getahun's going to step to the line to shoot two, as you'll see it on the Cristo-Rey agency. All the way inside.
I thought it was going to be a travel call. I thought Eli did a real good job of getting there, rule of verticality. I thought he stayed straight up in his space.
Ref seen it otherwise.
Well, maybe fortunately, score 56-11. Sometimes you get some mercy calls, which is fine. Peyton Ross checks in.
So you got the Axe lines, Peyton Ross, Eli Snyder, and Hudson Pollock on the floor as Getahun's going to miss both. And it'll go to River Valley, 22.6 remaining here on the first half clock. Eli Snyder will take over the ball handling duties. Snyder gets it to Pollock. Peyton Ross, Ian Axline in the corner, back to Ross. 8 seconds left.
Good job by the Vikings here. Going to make sure they get the last shot.
Eli Snyder all the way inside. Pollock almost came away with it, but that'll do it. Your first half score, River Valley 56, Cristo-Rey 11. We'll be back for our Mathews family of dealerships halftime show with stats and analysis after this commercial break.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Josh Banks back inside Viking country at River Valley High School, where it was all Vikings in half number one. I am joined alongside Mark Bollinger, and it's 56-11 River Valley at the end of the first half. Mark.
Well, and an absolutely dominant performance in the first half from River Valley, just as we expected. Coming out, the Vikings just put the defensive pressure on Cristo-Rey, forcing turnover after turnover. It ended up for Cristo-Rey, 22 first half turnovers is the stat that jumped out there, and the Vikings, of course, converted those into a ton of points.
A ton of layup opportunities, and you and I kind of talked about it before we came back on the air. River Valley is struggling to shoot the ball tonight.
Yeah, the Vikings just 2 of 11 from three-point range, which is typically the area that they just bury teams with. But, again, when you're shooting layups, uncontested layups, just like in practice or warm-ups, it makes things a little bit easier.
It makes things a little bit easier. And, we spotlighted Mr. Getahun for Cristo-Rey, and he's really been their spark plug. But one player I would say I'm very, very impressed with is their sophomore point guard, Liban Dika. He does a really good job. He had a big offensive rebound earlier, got a layup to finish it. And now that he's kind of calmed himself down, he's doing a decent job of handling the Vikings' pressure.
Well, and he's going to need to do a good job here in the second half, as we thought. We're really going to come out with their starters. We are in a situation where it is a running clock, so second half should go fairly quickly here with the Vikings up 56-11.
Third quarter action begins with Cristo-Rey having possession, and it will be a running clock per OHSAA until Cristo-Rey, if Cristo-Rey can get this down to 29. Getahun. Stanford will hoist a three. No good. Ebert tips it to Osting. Back to Ebert. Chase Ebert. Carter Myers. Chase Ebert. Nobody near him. But again, struggling to shoot the three ball are the Vikings, as that one's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Cristo-Rey as it goes off of the leg of Chase Ebert. It'll stay with Cristo-Rey inbounds. This is Dika. Getahun up top. No good. Can't find the net on that one is Nate Getahun. Chase Smith has it for the Vikings, and Chase Smith is just going to bully his way inside. And he'll score two more as he's up to 15.
And again, at 58-11 for River Valley, the key is just get through this with no injuries.
Getahun has it stolen away. Sawyer Weston. How about 21 for the young fella?
Well, Sawyer's enjoying the turnovers because it seems like every time they turn it over, Sawyer's on the other end as the recipient getting a layup.
This is Francois, another sophomore for this squad.
And again,
Stanford.
Just a physical mismatch. You had Myers on him, so you have a 5-foot sophomore guard against a 6'5 sophomore.
Ebert leaves it for Chase Smith. 62-11, 5:50 left here in quarter number 3. Getahun guarded by Osting. Going to look to get to that left hand. Gets it to Francois. Great pass to the corner. Down low, Stanford, guarded by Carter Myers. Nice little shot there, Deshaun Stanford.
So the third 3.2 of the night for Cristo-Rey.
Nobody slid over and Owen Osting had a walk through right down Main Street for 2 points. Getahun kicks it, Francois. Tried to put one up and over. He tried to throw behind the back pack, did Sawyer Weston. It's stolen away by Cristo-Rey. How about that move? Again, the sophomore, Liban Dika. But it's going to be layup for layup, as Chase Ebert's going to have one on the other end. And they're going to call Chase Smith for a hand check, as you'll see it on the Krista Smith Agency. And
Real estate group replay. And there wasn't a lot of contact there, but again, every time there's a foul called, more time is just going to run off the clock.
As we're going to see that mass substitution, is it'll be Luke and Ian Axline, Eli Snyder, Peyton Ross, and Hudson Pollock into the game. Dika kicks it in the corner. That's Hargrove. And that'll be, yeah, they're going to call a tip.
Yeah, Eli got a piece of that one. So the tip ball nullifies the over and back. Well, as this clock continues to run, you know, we've talked about the Vikings and their chance to make a deep run in the tournament this year.
As Dika showing his abilities here tonight.
Yeah. So just for anybody out there who's not real sure, I mean, what we're looking at for River Valley, you've got a chance with the way the bracket plays out for the Vikings not to have to face anybody in the top 20 until the regional finals. Ian Axline buries the 3-ball. Good shot by Ian.
Finally got one to go down, did the Vikings from range.
But River Valley, their next matchup, they should will end up playing Eastmore, who's the 67th best team. After that, most likely, if the seeds hold out, they would play Johnstown, who is the number 40 team in the state. Then the regional semis, they would end up most likely playing Jackson, who's number 24. And it wouldn't be until the regional finals where they would get the winner of a group that's probably Maysville, Meigs, and New Concord, John Glenn. All those teams are in the kind of like 8 to 20 range. Whoever comes out there would be the Vikings' first big, elite matchup. And as we said, that's not until the regional finals. So the Vikings have a great path.
A great path to an Elite 8, maybe even a Final 4 for the Vikings.
Yeah, it's absolutely set up for the Vikings. Just need to take care of business.
Ross comes away with it. Ian Axline has it. He had Pollock. He throws it to Pollock. Extra pass. Luke Axline. He's got himself 2 more, and it's 73-17.
Again, the unselfishness, if you love to see it.
Stanford, a little pull-up jumper, no good. Pollock comes away with the rebound. Ian Axline. Ian, the little floater from the free throw line. How about Mr. Ian Axline? He's got 7 now.
Yeah, instant offense here. He's always been a young man that could absolutely shoot it. Hits the 3 and gets a couple 2s, and we're going the other way again.
Pollock looks to push. Hudson's going to go all the way. He tried to throw one down.
I love it, though. Perfect time. If you're going to try it, try it.
He had a wide open lane. Eli Snyder is going to go all the way inside and finish.
I
40 seconds left here in quarter 3.
I love the aggressiveness. Yeah, you're up by 50. Why not?
Pollock, 32 seconds left. Snyder. Luke Axline will hoist one. It'll be short. Rebounded by Dika. 20 seconds left here in the third. Good move there by Dika. Couldn't finish at the rim, but that's a great move by the sophomore. Ian. Snyder, Eli, Snyder. 5 seconds left. Shoots it up, and it's no good. And after 3, your score, River Valley 79, Cristo-Rey 19. We'll be back for the 4th and final quarter after this commercial break.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Josh Banks back inside Viking country alongside Mark Bollinger, 79-19. The Vikings have been absolutely dominant through 3 quarters of play, Mark.
Yeah, you look at the scoreboard and you see the Vikings in complete control as we head to quarter number 4. A couple guys now in the swing between the JV and the varsity team for the Vikings. And Ellis McFarland just checking in, gets his first foul.
I will say this. The scoreboard says 79-19. We all know what this game has been. But there are some bright spots for this Cristo-Rey team. This young man at the free throw line has shown a lot of potential to get to the rim. So he makes the first free throw.
Well, what I like about the Cristo-Rey effort is just that. I mean, they have continued to play. You know, just 7 guys. Obviously, they're wore down. There have been a lot of possessions where they're only getting 3 guys across the half-court line. But you've got some young men that are doing what you expect out of athletes, and that's giving it their all, and that's all you can ask for.
Eli Snyder has it to McFarland. Back to Snyder. Ross in the corner. Eli Snyder will hoist the 3. It's no good. Offensive rebound. McFarland finds Ross. Ross is going to get called for a travel. Rebound, McFarland finds Ross. Ross is going to get called for a travel. 79-21. McFarland will pick up Dika at the half-court line. Back to Dika. Kicks it out, Getahun. Nice move by Nate Getahun.
Take by Nate, yeah. But yeah, this kind of underscores what we've talked a little bit about in the last couple times we've seen River Valley. It's just River Valley has been so good and so dominant against the teams they've played that they haven't been challenged. And
Peyton Ross.
And that's something that you hope doesn't come back to haunt them down the road, because at some point you would think they're going to have to play in a tight game.
As Getahun's going to go to the line. And he'll get an and one opportunity. That foul's going to go on Eli Snyder. Misses the free throw. McFarland comes away with the rebound. Eli Snyder lost the handle. I think he thought about it.
Yeah, Getahun was getting back there. If Eli wouldn't have lost control, he was going to try to throw that thing down.
Snyder has it. Kicks it to Ross. Ross knocked down 1. Ian Axline will hoist another one. No good. Rebound will go off at Getahun. It'll stay with River Valley. Final hoist another one, no good. Rebound will go off at Getahun. It'll stay.
Keeping the ball alive.
Colton Lang also in the game. Ian Axline can't knock that one down. Again, the 3-point struggles continue for the Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings just 4 of 18 from 3-point land. And that's something, again, as you go deeper into the tournament, they've shot it so well. Need to shoot it a little bit better than that as the games get tougher in district final regional play.
Peyton Ross gets it to Colton Lang. Extra pass to McFarland. Down low Ross. Extra pass to Colton Lang, and he'll get fouled. pass to Just, again, the ball movement, whether Ross, it's the starters or the bench guys, they share the basketball so well, Mark.
Well, and again, I think you just look at this group of guys from River Valley, and you can tell they like to play together. They play as a team. They're unselfish, and that has just made them even better than just the talent they have. That unselfishness goes so far in helping a team achieve their goals.
The free throw is up and good from Mr. Lang. He'll have another opportunity. And he nails them both.
Got them both. Good job by Lang.
$84-25, 3:10 left here in quarter number 4. Getahun's going to hoist a 3. Rebound, McFarland. Snyder running. Yes, Snyder Boom. Throws the hammer down.
Showtime, Eli.
Going to have a foul on McFarland.
Oh, we thought he was going to get it a few possessions ago, and he didn't. No doubter. Heck yes. Give that boy a hand.
As you'll take a look at it.
The games get tougher.
Right here.
District final regional play.
Peyton Ross gets it to Colton Lang. Extra pass to McFarland. Down low, Ross. Back to action. We'll take a look at that dunk here in 1 second from Mr. Snyder.
Brian better keep that one ready in the clips. Boom, 3-ball.
Peyton Ross knocks down the 3-ball. 89-25. Dika has it. Gets it to Stanford, 90 seconds left, and they're going to call foul. And we're going to work on getting that replay found for you folks right now.
They'll take their time here. The clock continues to run.
They'll get the inbounds. Getahun will pull up from 3, no good. Lang comes away with the board. We got 60 seconds left. Ian Axline has it. He's going to look to get all the way inside. Tried to kick it to Luke. Up top, McFarland, no good. Offensive rebound, Colton Lang. How about that pass to Ian Axline? Colton Lang, 91 on the scoreboard for the Vikings, and we got 40 seconds left. Lang comes away with the rebound. Fancy move by McFarland, unable to knock it down. 20 seconds left. Nothing doing. Rebound. Ian Axline. We got 15 ticks left, and it looks like the Vikings are just going to pull it out. Your final from Viking country. River Valley dominates. Your final score, Vikings 91, Cougars of Cristo-Rey 25. We'll be back for our MVP interview and postgame show after this commercial break.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
This is the moment movies get big.
Welcome back to River Valley High School, where the Vikings were absolutely dominant tonight. Sectional final championship, winning 91-25 over Cristo-Rey. Our Arcelor Mittal MVP, tonight's player of the game, junior Eli Snyder. And Eli, first of all, we're going to talk about just the fact that you guys came into this game a huge favorite against a very undermanned Cristo-Rey team. What was it like as far as just trying to keep the focus?
I'd say throughout the week we just did a great job of preparing. I thought we competed really well this week going into the tournament, just having that tournament mindset. And Coach just kind of told us no matter who we play, we got to have the same mentality, go out there and win and do what we're supposed to do.
And the Vikings did exactly that, did what they were supposed to do. Now you got this first win. You're moving on to district play, taking on an Eastmore team. But just talk about the season in general.
Snyder!
As you continue to move forward and advance.
Obviously, after losing that Pleasant game and the Waterson game, kind of set us back a little bit mentally. But we wanted to win out, obviously, and win the MOAC championship, and we did that. And obviously, past 2 years, we've been to the district finals and got runner-up. So we want to go there this year and win it and hopefully do more than that, make it to states.
So the Vikings now, again, will play Wednesday night against Eastmore. Tonight, a lot of highlights. The turnovers were just flowing. I mean, the defensive effort, your guys were running and doubling, turn it over, getting a layup drill until you get a chance, and just talk about it. You got a chance to see it. Tell us about that dunk.
Coach is getting on me in the first half because there's a couple times he thought I should have dunked it.
Yes, Snyder!
Fast break, so I just went up there and tried to hammer it the best I could.
And hammer it the best he could. It was a pretty good one. That's going to be one of the top plays, I think, next week. But then, Eli, just to quickly, here finish it up. The role that you play and this team, we've talked about the unselfishness, the depth. We've talked about how good you guys are. And a lot of that is because when you guys go to the bench, you bring in defense, you bring in teamwork, you bring in shooting. Talk about yourself and some of the guys that are playing a role off the bench for this team that's proved so valuable.
Man, we've just played together since we were little. Probably, second, third grade, we've been hooping together. So obviously, we've had a lot of experience together. And I think we all, especially now, obviously, at the end of the season, we know our role. And especially the bench guys, me, Hudson, Luke, and the other guys. We just get in there, play defense, rebound, play as hard as we can, and do our job and do what Coach Brown expects us to do, and hopefully we come out on top.
Well, the Viking starters all year long have been outstanding, but one of the big differences and make this team so special is those 6, 7, and 8 guys. They've just come in and provide such a spark. And again, tonight, another big key to that spark was this guy, our player of the game, junior Eli Snyder. Eli, before we get out of here, look in the camera. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout out my coaches and teammates, and let's keep winning.
Let's keep winning. That's the motto. Again, River Valley wins 91-25. They advance. We'll play Wednesday night against Eastmore Academy in district semifinal play.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake.
Josh Banks back inside Viking Country, River Valley High School, one final time alongside my colleague tonight, Mr. Mark Bollinger. Vikings coast to a very convincing win tonight, 91-25, kind of what we were expecting when we seen this matchup, Mr. Bollinger.
Yeah, we expected it, and it's one of those things where it's probably a good thing that, they don't put betting lines and stuff like that on high school sports, because I'd predicted it to be 110-8 tonight, so I would have lost that one. But nonetheless, still super impressive performance by River Valley. They got out of this game healthy. That's the key. Came in, took care of business, got out of here healthy. They're ready to roll Wednesday night.
As you see the final stats, Cristo-Rey only has 25 turnovers, but not very many possessions in that second half for them. They make 8 twos, 2 threes, only 12 rebounds, and they're 3 of 4 from the stripe. A young team that's kind of new to OHSAA basketball, and you run into this kind of buzzsaw, it kills confidence. But they had a couple young men tonight, Mr. Getahun, and really the sophomore guard, Lieben Dika, really showed tonight that, hey, little bit of work in the gym during the offseason, and he could be a decent little ball player for this Cougar squad over the next 2 years.
Yeah, and for them, unfortunately, with it being a newer private school, you don't know how many of these guys will be in the school next year, on the roster next year. I think we've had situations even, with we're not sure, even from game to game who they're going to have available, and that makes it very tough. And again, not to beat the dead horse, but I think this is something that the OHSA is really going to have to evaluate, just because games like this really create no competitive value, and it's just a difficult situation all around. And we like value for our sectional games, we like value for our district games, we like competitiveness, and unfortunately right now the way the system is, there's just so many games, not just this one, but so many games in sectional play and even in the district semifinal play that just aren't competitive.
And you guys see on your screen right now the score by quarter: 26-6, 30-5, 23-8, and then 12-6 to round out for your 91-25 total. Mark, we know what's coming up next. Unfortunately for Cristo-Rey, it is the end of their season. However, next year is a different story, and they're going to continue to grow. As far as River Valley goes, they're going to play again right here next Wednesday. They're going to get Eastmoor Academy on their home floor again in a district semi. We'll talk about that on Wednesday, though. And they're going to have a chance to go that Sunday to Otterbein for a district championship if they can win again. So before we start running some replays and our credits, what are your final thoughts on this afternoon, Mark?
Well, the River Valley did exactly what they needed to do. They came in here in a game that they were supposed to win big. They won big. They walked out of here with their starters and their bench and everybody healthy, exactly what you wanted to do. This is the schedule that was put in front of them. They took care of business. Next step in the process, you're going to make that run on the tournament trail. You need to take every step. Step one, check it off. Now we go on to Eastmoor. Eastmoor present a little bit different of a challenge for River Valley on Wednesday. The Vikings are going to have to shoot the ball a little bit better than they did from deep tonight, but we'll talk about Eastmoor in the pregame show on Wednesday night, and then the Vikings' potential for a much deeper tournament run also Wednesday night. And as you alluded to,
Nate Getahun,
we'll probably toss our thoughts in about the home court
finish.
advantage and district
Sawyer
play.
Weston
and stuff
comes
like that.
away with.
Well, this is
You
what
see the
Rhode Island
replays
has gotta
running.
get going here. I mean, coming
So,
in,
as always, my camera guy tonight, Mr. Shane Young. I'm spending a lot of time with this guy during tournament time, but he always does a great job. It's a lot of fun. My color guy beside me, Mark Bollinger, we've done a lot of games together, and it's always been a lot of fun working with you. All of our amazing sponsors: Mathews Family of Dealerships, Krista Smith, the Agency Real Estate Group, Spherion Mid-Ohio, North Central State College, Marion County Now, Arcelor Mittal, and Premier Optometry Group allowed us to bring you this game live and free. But we're going to have it's 5:15 on the Saturday. I'm ready to go home. I think everybody else is too. So until I'm back on your airways, everybody stay safe. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Nothing doing. Gets it down low. Great move by England, but he's defense. Sawyer Weston, little step through and floater.
That's the diversity. Oh, good play by Owen Osting, the overplay.
Oh. And that'll be a Ebert with the hustle. Weston. Sawyer Weston will hoist one from down. Sawyer Weston. Great ball fake. Great find. How about the Eli Snyder's checked into the game.
Play.
Weston comes away with the Snyder running. Eli Snyder